I wonder whether the owners could, because we're technically allowed to be there, but...
Yeah, but
There you go.
they can make you go.
Yeah.
Is it definitely on?
I can't see, it's too... the
must be on.
sun's in it.
It's nice to see you step outside, sir. Very good to see you. Your recording that we've done on you on Miss Sally is in the hands of our solicitor. We haven't had much of a response on that one. I won't use your name, but obviously you're live on film with YouTube. Miss Sally is a very, very serious action. We caught you out by sending somebody in to buy a van, and you then decided to break the Data Protection Act and text this lady out of hours, which is very, very inappropriate. You'd realise that you've been caught on recording and then decided to try and backtrack. So upon standing there with your hand on your hip looking like a teapot, you have got a lot to answer to, because Miss Sully is what puts people in this problem as it is today. The commission on yourselves is obviously what drives you, but the fact that you want to text people knowing you've made a mistake is pretty severe. It would be nice to see you wear a mask, even not the robbing one that you tried to do, but one to protect your mouth and nose.
Okay, that chap out there, here's the one we've got live on recording. I don't want to mention his name, but obviously he works for the park and we're filming legally. He decided to sell, or tried to sell, one of these vans for a lady who works for me. And on a recording device which we left on the desk, he actually admitted, you can live here. Now the directors have got this copy and so have their solicitors, but yet again it's just all dismissed as far as they're concerned. But we are sorting these problems out in ways that affect them dearly, because that just costs them at the moment 6 sales thanks to us on YouTube. So one mistake we've recorded live has cost them 6 sales, which I think is a good result. Every single day that we come down here, every single week, month and year, we intend to let the public know the truth about buying a holiday home which you cannot live in. We've got a certain gentleman with us today, which we're not going to put on film, who's come from Bun Leisure. The reason on buying a holiday home is to enjoy it. This gentleman can't enjoy it because of activities from the American investors that have come overseas to buy Bun Leisure. And they're withholding funds and promising stuff yet again. So the little circle seems to be the same, not just with Park Holidays. There's a big but though, because Bun Leisure is a 10-month site. Bun Leisure, you can't stay on there more than 28 days because it's governed by the NCC, I believe. At least that side of it, Bun Leisure aren't doing correctly. Park Holidays, and that gentleman in particular, have said you can live here as long as you get off for the 2 weeks of the shutdown and have an address to send your post to. That's all on recording. If anybody wants a copy of that recording, please get in touch with me direct, and a solicitor obviously, and we will issue that recording over. Because what I do is, I don't lie. Every time I turn up here, I've got facts and people talking to me. People are even prepared to come on camera and have their licence terminated. The reason that I'm not allowing that is because I don't think that's the right way to do it. I don't live on the parks anymore. I'm quite happy living at home, and I'm very lucky to be living at home. Everyone knows my story on why I've started this, on the passing of my son, and why I felt so strongly about the bullying. They seem to think it's funny, standing there like a little teapot with his hand on his hips. Yeah, a nice gesture there behind the camera, which is, it's just not funny, because if we were to walk around this park today, I've got 16 homeowners at the moment that are contacting me, 3 that are in distress and 1 that's been in tears. And that gentleman over there seems to think it's funny. Whatever happens from today onwards, this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. YouTube is a public media site which can't be stopped. They can't legally stop me from protesting the truth. There's no slander. If there was slander, I'd be in serious trouble. The reason they haven't got their solicitor to take me on is because I'm stating facts and truth. The only time they can take me on is if I actually break a law or I'm stating false information. but all the information has been given to me through friends, staff, and certain staff still working here today. They feed me with information because they're fed up with the bullying from a certain GM who's over there at the moment. I don't want to mention his name, but he is a bully. We do have this certain GM also on voice recording, threatening a member of staff to do what he says or you won't have a job. And that poor member of staff is now on depression and leave. I can't mention his name, but I do have the recording.
Okay, all you guys that are visiting the front office, I do hope you're here on holiday, and I hope you're enjoying this lovely weather, and I hope you're enjoying the facilities here at CHICHESTER Lakeside. If you are trying to talk it into buying a holiday home, please go on to YouTube and type in Katie Miller, K-A-T-I-E, and you can follow on YouTube Live all the mis-selling, the recordings and everything else that goes on here at CHICHESTER Lakeside. There's over 400 homes here that people live in. Living, the word living in is what they sell you to do. Well done, sir, for putting your mask on. Protect yourself from the virus, good man. Please, sir, when you go in there, ask the staff to do the same, because they are cross-contaminating with the amount of people they speak to, especially Sir Selstein. He was leaning on the dustbin, which is contaminated, and the sign there, and walked back in after laughing and smiling. No mask, no washing his hands, which is at the front desk there. It's pretty shameful, but there we go. If there is an outbreak in Chichester, and more importantly on this park, we know who to blame and shame. So anyway, you guys, I'm hoping here on holiday, like I've just said. A holiday home is something you guys can enjoy, and you can obviously rent out, but you cannot live in them. Please bear in mind that when you are thinking of buying a holiday home for 20 or 30 years, once the pitches are full, the gentleman that's standing like a teapot over there this morning, he won't have a job. So you need to ask yourself a big question. Why is this little midget with a beard standing here with a microphone recording live on YouTube? It's quite simple. The story for me is, in particular, my son, stillborn, passed away here at CHICHESTER Lakeside 5 Nunnery. Just over there. 5 Nunnery, just over here. I was on this park for over 12 years in particular, and the bullying on this park has been excessive. But after my son had passed away here live on this park, a certain GM that is in this office today decided to bully us as a family and tried to remove pot plants off our decking with the plaque of George's coffin, which everyone clubbed together. This man is a very shameful man, a very brutal man, and if you look at his history in other parts, he does the same thing. He destroys your lives. We tried to sell our holiday lodge here. I paid £167,000. 167 of my life savings with my wife and other children. When our son George had passed away, we could no longer take it anymore with the bullying from the GM that is still running this park today. We have letters from staff that have left who supported us in the time of him wanting to destroy the plaque of our son George, to which caused us to have constant confrontations with him. He banned me from the clubhouse and using it because I was singing a song about him being the devil in disguise, which is quite immature of him, but there we go. So eventually I had to leave this park and bring my family with me. We tried to sell privately. Our private buyers were blocked by the salespeople, which is the tactic they use, and the people that went to buy brought through them. What happened then is they bought a home they weren't happy with and have since been in contact with me. But more importantly, I had to give up. I had to sell my holiday home back to CHICHESTER Lakeside because of the bullying of a certain GM here. I got £47,000 back after 3 years on a 30-year licence, 27 years left. They told me after 3 years my van was not worth more than £47,000. from £167,000. The ground rent of £8,000 a year, £800 a month, sorry. The gas, electric, insurance, I was paying nearly £1,200 a month to live here. So to crack the story a little bit, they resold on the same pitch the home that they said to me was worth £47,000. How much do you think they sold it for? Higher or lower?
Higher.
Oh, thank you, sir. Do you think they sold it for £100,000, sir?
Higher.
Higher. Do you think they sold it for £120,000, sir?
Higher.
Higher. They sold it for £135,000.
Disgusting.
Thank you, it's disgusting, sir. Absolutely disgusting. So my son was stillborn. The GM tries to remove the plaque off the pot plant that the homeowners and staff brought for us to have a memorial for him. He ethnic cleansed many of these pitches. He got lorries in, which we have photographs of, and emptied all of their personal belongings off the decking and placed them in this van, and they were all destroyed. People have tried to make complaints and claims to the head office, but obviously they get nowhere. They're threatened, so if you complain too much, we'll terminate your licence. It's disgusting. So like I will say, guys, if you go onto YouTube and follow Katie Miller, K-A-T-I-E-M-I-L-L-E-Y, that's my wife. All of this goes live on YouTube, and this will be going live all the time. We are going direct to the direct